right, everybody, it's June the 1st, 2014. Uh, man, I guess first thing I want to talk about tonight is, I had a bombardment of fucking comments. I'm sorry. These last 24 hours, so I'm probably going to have my comments and my ratings disabled for a while. And reason being is, I really don't care what your opinion is, and man, the problem is in my opinion, or in what my belief or my thinking is, people are so inundated with lies. I really underestimate it. And I think I'm in denial. Actually. And so basically, the reason I'm in denial is because, I don't like it when it comes to election season. All I see is Romney bumper stickers, and all I see is Obama bumper stickers, and in my heart, believe honestly. And see, here's what's the problem is here's what the problem is. You've got so many people out there that honestly they're trying to gain their identity out of assigning a label to themselves. And they feel like they're a part of something. And like I said in my last video, I said, yeah, you're really a part of something. You're a part of getting fucked. And I think that's what pisses people off, is because you're sitting there telling them that, you're sitting there telling them that you're telling them stuff they don't want to hear. And to me, it's just like, it doesn't bother me to tell people that because that's pathetic to me. You know what I mean? I have no regard for people like that. I really, 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 really look down my nose on them. And that may be a personal problem of mine. You know what I mean? But I think that I really just think you're disgusting and hold you in the lowest regard of any animal in the food chain that aren't even an animal, don't even belong in the food chain. You know what I mean? And especially just these sycophantic people that you think you're a part of getting fucked. You think you're a part of something and you're getting screwed, and it's too good for you. And I think that a part of it is safety. You're like a little weak animal that just wants to huddle together with everybody else. You don't feel safe in your own opinion. Whatever the reason is, it's pathetic to me. And as far as the whole Edward Snowden thing, it's that may have pissed some people off. I don't know. One guy was pissed off about that. He was pissed off about the fact that I didn't know what Edward Snowden has sacrificed for this country. And I don't think that that Edward Snowden is probably just a patsy rollout, because here's the problem. Rolling out tyranny, because here's the problem, okay? Edward Snowden has divulged what? That we're all being surveilled? I was listening to reports where the head of the CIA or the head of the FBI, I can't remember which one, was in Congress saying, yeah, well, we're keeping track of all electrical outlets in your house because we want to know when you're using the refrigerator and when, you know what I'm saying? I was actually listening to the hearings on Alex Jones, and millions of people were hearing this. And so then I had that, and then there was front page Drudge Report News where it was a member of Congress, and they were saying, yeah, we're, everybody's been, and then you go, it's in the Patriot Act. It says it in the Patriot Act. This happened in 2001, 13 years ago. That's what the Patriot Act was about. That's what this whole thing is about, okay? 9/11, everything else, okay? George Bush's grandfather was involved in an attempted overthrow of the United States. You go back and read the Dickstein-McCormick Committee, and I don't know if I just lose people when I start going into the specifics of how I know 9/11's an inside job and everything else. But man, I just can't sit there and be ridiculed by a bunch of ignorant people who are just, they're just they're so vicious too, because it's like their identity, you know what I'm saying? And man, it's the most disgusting, ridiculous, snot-nosed, frantic endeavoring I've ever seen in my life, and it's just so gross, man. And I'm just not going to do it anymore, because I finally realized that I'm in a cesspit, And the United States is probably a little bit worse than most countries. I mean, I was watching a documentary on Bill Hicks the other day, and you see some of his jokes that he gives in the United States. And these were some of the best jokes that I thought I'd seen of his, and they were funny. And the audience just goes like crickets when he gives a political joke. And then you see him in these little clubs, all over the United States. And then you see when he goes to Europe and London and all this, that he's in these humongous venues, like 4 multi-tier stories, sold out, I mean, fires blowing up, and got all kind of pyrotechnics coming out of the stage, and the stage lights up and raises up a secret latch door in the back, and it's crazy, you know what I'm saying? And that's just the difference, you know what I mean? I mean, to get perfectly clear with you, that's the difference. That's the difference in culture. United States has no culture. We haven't been like Europe, destroyed many civilizations, rebuilt many civilizations, constantly going through the no, in the United States it's all just, oh, we just got it made, guys. And there's no there's no culture, because all is what you're told on television, and you're completely oblivious to reality. Your grandparents didn't tell you to watch out for the government because they didn't have to. But in Europe, this is what happened. This is why America got started, because our ancestors, when they came to the United States, this is all they lived through. They had their grandparents talked about how they wished they weren't enslaved by the government. And I mean, it's like the Game of Thrones movie. I mean, what if you had a little 15 or 16 or 17-year-old king perched up there making all of the political decisions? Because that's total consolidation. You see what I'm saying? So I'm sorry if I'm offending you American people, by confronting you with facts, because all you know is what you've been told on television is total lies, man. It's like the movie They Lived, where you put on the glasses and everything's fucking fake, and it's all fucking fake, man. It's all lies. It's scary as shit, man. And oh man, it's just scary as shit. And it's like I was looking at a newspaper here just a minute ago, and it said Taliban, something about the Taliban released a hostage or something. I'm sitting there like, that's total fake, man. I mean, now I'm at a point in my life right now where I've learned enough to know that's just, if it's like I put on the glasses from They Lived, and it said we want you to believe that a war involving obtaining oil and torturing dissidents of the government is successful. I mean, that's pretty fucking far different, man, from we're actually doing good and something that is costing us lives and money. That's pretty fucking scary, man. You know what I'm saying? And when it's that far gone, it's like black propaganda, man. It's like scary, you know what I mean? So and then I don't know, man. I don't know what to say. And so, yeah, I'm gonna ruffle some feathers. I mean, yeah, I'm gonna ruffle some feathers. And yes, I'm gonna ruffle some feathers, because all you know is lies, and all you think is lies. And to be honest with you, I mean, with this whole Edward Snowden thing, see, here's the scary thing about Edward Snowden. Here's Edward Snowden on television going, and I'm listening to this Alex Jones thing, and they're such sensationalists. They're just grasping for anything, any kind of headline they think. And so, even if it's gray and it's not even real, they'll say it. I've seen them do it before, man. It's really kind of sad. Anyways, I mean, like the Squidbillies pouring fluoride out there, and he's like, this is rolling out. And it's like, dude, no, that's probably showcasing, that's probably a breakthrough for humanity. Oh, I'm sorry, that's another story altogether, but they're basically saying that this interview wasn't mentioned where Edward Snowden, and this is such a fucking bunch of shit, man. That's why it probably took me so long to get to my point the other night. Really, I just ranted. Anyways, either way, they said They said and so Edward Snowden said they left out a story on 9/11 with Edward Snowden. It was a censorship because 9/11 was an inside job. So I go and I turn on this thing and I'm watching it and they show what he said and he goes, "Yeah, so here's what happened. We got useful information in the CIA pertaining to the fact that we knew this was going to happen, but we didn't know what to do with it." And I'm like, okay, so if here's the first part. Here's the first part of a propaganda a lie that he just shared. Here's the first part. We got useful information pertaining to the fact that 9/11 was coming. No, wait a second. 9/11 was an inside job. They most likely downed passenger jets. The radar blips disappeared from the radar screens. I hate having to tell us a million times. Just watch the Project for New American Century. And there was a CIA declassified document from the 1960s where they wanted to down passenger jets, take CIA jets, paint them as passenger jets, and fly them into targets and blame it on political enemies. Or a country they wanted to invade, not a political enemy, excuse me. For monetary gain, for whatever. Okay, so John Kennedy, he was a pretty good, fair Midland president if you want to compare him. Apples to apples, he was actually great. Okay, but either way, the point of the story is that I just read something not pertaining to him on the. Anyways, the point of the story is that as far as you know, the CIA getting useful information out of this, that never happened, okay? Because 9/11 was an inside job, okay? That's what I want to tell you, okay? 9/11 was for sure an inside job, okay? This is a political program that's been worked over and over again. We shouldn't have to go through this every time, but this is what they did in Nazi Germany. I was even watching History Channel the other night, and they're like, well, he may have been the one who set it on fire, but they really didn't want to put the fire out in the fire of the Reichstag when Germany did what was called the Enabling Act, which they rammed through immediately afterward, with little to no congressional opposition whatsoever, in light of the new terrorism threat. Okay. Basically eviscerated the Constitution. Their Constitution. Did the same thing here. Okay. They had a false flag attack. Eviscerated the Constitution. George Bush's grandfather was directly involved. He actually tried to overthrow the United States without that and install extermination camps. But hey, this time they're going to do it like they did in Germany. Well, the point of the story is that Edward Snowden, etc., 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 has shared absolutely nothing of value, in my opinion, pertaining to the fact that we're all being surveilled. I mean, I saw Press TV Global News. Just type in Press TV Global News, or just maybe search Google on Wired Magazine, Utah Data Center, $4 billion facility in Utah, capable of listening to every single telephone conversation in the United States, recording them. When I saw that, I pretty much figured they were going to do it. That's what I thought. Then I looked at the Patriot Act and everything else and knew that they had legal, quote-unquote, fake legal authority, because it's unconstitutional. Either way, that they were going to do it. So, what am I supposed to be taking out of all this, Anyways, I'm really tired. This is late. I've been waiting till late to do these videos. I apologize. I'm better in the daytime, but I don't always have time in the daytime. So these kind of suffer. I mean, really. Usually by the evening I'm drinking. I'm really tired. This is pathetic. Anyways, this video probably went over, so I gotta go ahead and quit. But it's a total waste of my time.